Hello everyone, my name is Holden Hardman. Thank you so much for joining me for another video today. We got a lot of requests to watch Parasite. Parasite is a movie that I missed in theaters. I was gonna watch it at one point, but I just never got around to it. It just won the Academy Award for Best Picture. It stirred some controversy because it's a Korean film. A lot of people didn't like that a foreign film won Best Picture. It doesn't bother me personally. One of my favorite action films is Ip Man with Donnie Yen. I love all of those movies. I couldn't imagine being like, well, it's a foreign movie, so I'll never watch it. So it doesn't bother me at all. I know very little about this movie. The only thing I know of it, as a matter of fact, is just from the description on Amazon. Greed and class discrimination threaten the relationship between the wealthy Park family and the destitute Kim clan in Bong Joon-ho's darkly hilarious modern fairy tale. What I do know about this movie is that everyone who saw the movie and saw the Academy Awards feels like this movie actually deserves this. So that's really interesting to me.
I know nothing about this movie. What you just said is the first bit of information that I've ever heard about it. I saw this on my YouTube recommended on like the movies section, and I thought it was literally a horror movie. I had no idea. There was a guy laying down, and it looked like a zombie movie or like bugs or something. I don't know.
I thought it was a horror movie too, actually. It might very well be. I mean, I don't know. I'm excited for it. This is the first time that this will be a movie that I haven't seen as well, that we're watching together. I'm really excited about going into Parasite. It's one of the very rare times that I'm going into a movie knowing absolutely nothing about it, and I think this is a good one to do that with. But all right, we're gonna watch it. Parasite, here we go. There's a lot to unpack there.
There is a lot to unpack, and
initial thoughts on it. I thought that the first act was particularly slow, but I know that they were like kind of setting up what was going on. And then you just get that twist kind of at the middle with the people living down in the basement and stuff, with the guy living down in the basement, and how the family started like taking over, you know, the house and everything. Kind of near the middle, near the end, they started going more into like the class differences between people. So I guess I understand, I guess, what the description was saying.
Right. There's one thing that I have to say. The scene where his head pops up and all you see are his eyes. My brain could not get past that, and that was one of the most terrifying things I've ever seen in my life. I don't know what the hell that was or why it was so terrifying to me, but it is still got me screwed up. That movie was very strange. I do applaud them for how original that was. That was unlike anything I've ever seen. Just such a left turn. A few left turns.
Yeah. It's like I don't know who to root for.
I know. I definitely found myself rooting for, you know, this family of thieves, basically.
Well, like at first, I felt bad for the rich people, because it's like, oh, those people are the family's taking advantage of them and lying to them, and
kicked out the poor maid and the driver.
Of course, they were tricked about that too. Yeah. You know. Then by the end, it's like the rich people are like scummy people too. You know, treating people like trash and feeling like they're above them and everything. I think the scene that like emphasized that the most, between like the differences between like the haves and the have-nots, was the rain sequence. Like when it rained and like that family lost like their entire house and like everything that they had.
The rain yesterday was a blessing.
Yeah, just totally unaware of like what other people go through, you know, what they have to deal with. Unaware of your own privilege, I guess, in that regard.
I was impressed at my ability to get past the fact that it was all subtitles, like no English at all.
We start the movie and Matt's like, oh, it's not in English? I was like, I'm pretty sure that I said that this was a foreign film.
Okay, it's a foreign film, but you know, like even Jet Li, they were like, damn you!
Oh, yeah. Was this the first movie you've watched that was completely not in English?
Yes, 100%.
Really?
Yeah. So like 4 minutes in, I'm like, great, I'm reading the fucking movie.
You're finally getting out of your bubble.
I get to read a movie, yay!
You're watching Korean cinema, that's great.
Let's go back to that scene, because that just terrifies me.
I just don't know like what the takeaway is. Is it about class and, you know, the difference?
I do not know what the lesson is here. Like, 2 people got stabbed in the heart. I mean, 1 person got murdered down a stairwell.
Yeah. Normally in these types of movies, it's, you know, the rich people are bad or the poor people are bad or whatever, but I feel like everybody was just bad.
Yeah.
It reminded me of that scene from Insidious where the little red like demon guy is like behind the guy.
Never saw it.
And it's just like a very quick scene, but by the time like you realize what you're looking at, it cuts, you know, so it's particularly scary. The same thing with this, like just watch it and like pause it and, you know, just view it from like a filmmaking perspective. It's just a scene and you'll be fine. There was that thing with The Rock. Yeah. You said The Rock, it was supposed to like bring you wealth. Well, even with that, I feel like there's still something I'm missing there. I'm sure people in the comments will gladly tell me. Oh my God.
God, dude.
You know, a thing that I really appreciate about this movie is that everything had a purpose. Like they didn't introduce anything that was just sort of there and like went away. Like the rock coming back, the Morse code playing like a role, and like the buttons and stuff down there. So everything like had a purpose, and I really appreciate when movies do that.
Like if I had to wrap this movie up, it was strangely terrifying.
This is a movie that I would love to read up on and see what other people thought about it.
Yeah.
You know, get like all this information of how people think about it, and then watch it again. Because I know that there's stuff that I missed.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
yeah,
but
definitely.
beneath the surface.
You think there's stuff you missed?
Yeah, there's a lot of hidden meaning that even like culture-wise, I don't think that we would pick up on.
I don't know if I feel like this movie is the best movie of the year. I think it was between this, 1917, and a couple others. I think that 1917 is probably the better overall movie, personally. But at the same time, I feel comfortable with this winning Best Picture. You know what I mean?
Why do you say that? Like, why do you say that you're comfortable with this one?
Because I think that this is a really good movie. The only gripe I have about it would be probably the first act. I think it just took a little too long to kind of build up steam.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It is something different that I hadn't really seen, and they took it in directions I wasn't expecting. So I think that that's a success.
We haven't even watched The Sixth Sense because
You can't watch The Sixth Sense?
I don't even know what that's about.
What would you rate this movie out of 10? Jenna, what about you? What do you think?
8.
I would probably give this an 8 out of 10 as well.
This is why people call you an idiot.
Hey, I'm thinking, damn it. 7.
Why 7?
I think because it left me just with so many more questions than answers. It didn't leave me with like this, all right, here's the overlying meaning. It left me confused and a little terrified. I think it's just really impressive how original it is. Like, I've never seen anything like that. Just the concept, they just basically overtook this house, and then there's people living downstairs. They basically murder them, and then the terrifying little... Just Jesus. And then, like, you're right, the classes thing. I do appreciate that they compared the classes and they were like, oh my God, he smells bad.
Oh, you think you're better than me? Yeah. So that part where Mr. Kim is in the gym after the flood, and he's like talking about like don't make plans because nothing goes according to plan. A line in the movie Dodgeball where Vince Vaughn is saying like the exact same thing. He's like, if you don't plan anything, you're never disappointed. You know. But I think that they alluded to that at the end of the movie, because it kind of had like two endings, sort of, where it ends with him going to school and getting all this money and buying the house. And then he's like, you know, once we do that, all you have to do is walk up the stairs.
Right.
And then it fades away to him writing the letter.
Yeah.
So, like, that's the plan, and the plan doesn't work out. That's what I took away from that.
That makes sense. There was a piece of me as like, there's at least closure. And then, like, they're like, all right, this is what, basically they flip back to, all right, he's still poor as hell, and this is his plan. I was like, then I, like, almost lost hope for this family.
The entire family was so good at conning. I feel like they were good to the point where it was like professional. Like they had to have some sort of education about it. She talked about how she like Googled art therapy.
Then I just ad-libbed the rest.
You know, but I mean, she was like very convincing. But the fact that everybody in the family had that same skill. Or were the rich people the parasite?
That's what I was sitting here thinking.
How are the rich people the parasite?
Because they're leeching off of the poor people.
How?
Because they depend on them for everything.
I mean, I think that there's 3 sets of parasites. The poor family, the basement family, and the rich family.
God, I don't fit
Now
in
we're
here.
getting into
I don't fit
Now
in
we're
here.
getting into
I
it.
don't fit in here. Here, take this camera.
What great thoughts.
Really, you could argue that all 3 fed off of someone.
If I was that dude after just killing that guy and I was like hiding in the basement, I feel like after a certain amount of time, I would just like come out.
Yeah, right?
You know, but he's like, I gotta stay in here for forever. Nah, man, just give it a little bit. Let us know what you think about the movie and our initial reaction, because whenever we do these videos, we watch it right when the credits hit. We talk about it.
Yep.
So there's not a whole lot of processing time. Next week, we're planning to do the Dark Knight trilogy. If something happens that we can't do all 3 in a week, we might just do a one-off for next week as well. So if that happens, that's what happened. Let us know what you think about Parasite, what your favorite part of it was, and why it's your favorite part. I would love to dissect what people think about this movie. And thank you so much for recommending it. And I'm really glad that this won the Academy Award. I'm very okay with that. I still feel like 1917, I'm a little bit more partial to. For all the people that are like, it's a foreign film, shouldn't win, that's garbage. There are so many fantastic foreign films.
I don't really know what the qualifications are to win an Emmy Award, so I don't.
It's an Oscar.
Because I thought an Academy Award was an Oscar.
It is. You said an Emmy first.
It's the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
It's like the Streamies, right? We're going to be there.
Emmy is for TV. That's a great video. Let's wrap it up. What a great video.